Welcome to this video. Today, you're going to add the top 10 phrasal verbs to your vocabulary. And of course, having phrasal verbs in your vocabulary is going to help you understand native speakers because our vocabularies are filled with phrasal verbs, idioms, and expressions. And it will also help you sound more natural because you'll sound just like us. And who sounds natural in English? Native speakers, so you want to sound like us. And you can do that by using more phrasal verbs instead of direct translations. So these 10 phrasal verbs will help you sound way more natural. And of course, I'm Jennifer from jforcedenglish.com, and this channel is dedicated to helping you feel confident speaking English in public so you can take your career and your life to the next level. Now, before we go any further, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're notified every time I post a new lesson. Now, let's dive in with this lesson. Are you ready to add the top 10 phrasal verbs to your vocabulary? Well, make sure you watch right until the end because first, I'll explain each one, give you an example sentence to make sure you understand it, and then at the end, I'm going to quiz you. So that way you can make sure you really understood all of these 10 phrasal verbs and you feel confident using them in your speech. So make sure you stay right to the end to complete the quiz. Our first phrasal verb, to ask around. When you ask around, it means you ask a number of different people for advice, information, or help. Now notice how I said a number of different people. If you just ask one person, you're not asking around. You have to ask many different people. So I would say 3, 4, 5 or more people, but not 1 or 2 people. So let's say your friend is in the same industry as you, and your friend wants to know if anyone in your company is hiring because they need a job. Now you could say, I don't know, but I'll ask around. I'll ask around. So what are you doing? You're committing to asking 3, 4, or more people if they're hiring, right? Imagine if you work in a large organization and there are 5, 10, 15, or 20 different departments, different sections within that organization. Well, then you could go to every one of those sections and ask, hey, are you hiring? Are you hiring? Are you hiring? Are you hiring? And then after you ask around, you could come back and let your friend know the result. Oh, actually, this person is hiring. Or sorry, I asked around, but nobody's hiring. So when you use ask around, your friend knows at least that you asked many different people. You didn't just ask one person because that wouldn't be very helpful. Unless you worked for a small organization and there's only one person who does the hiring, right? Now, you can ask around for any information or any advice or any help that you need. Our next phrasal verb, to come across something. When you come across something, it means you find it by chance. So by chance, that means accidentally. You weren't looking for it specifically. So you found it accidentally, by chance. You came across it. Now, the it is always a something. It can be an object. So for example, you could say, I came across this antique vase when I was cleaning out my closet. So of course, when you were cleaning out your closet, you weren't looking for an antique vase, right? You just moved all these boxes and all of a sudden, wow, this antique vase. You found it by accident. You came across it. So you can use it for any object. Now, we commonly use this for information. So you might say, oh, I came across this interesting study today. So you can imagine you weren't looking for that particular study. Let's say you were just browsing on social media, or you were browsing on Google, or you were browsing the headlines of the day, and all of a sudden you see a headline for this interesting study. You weren't looking for it on purpose. You came across it. Our next phrasal verb, to blurt out. When you blurt something out, it means you say something without really thinking about it. So often the things that you blurt out, you instantly think, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Why did I blurt that out? So often people will blurt things out when they're nervous, right? Or even when they're angry and they're not really thinking, and then they just say something. They might say something mean, like, you never help me around the house. And then the second you say it, you regret it because you don't actually feel that way. It just came out. You blurted it out. You said it without really thinking about it. So we've all been there. We've all done that. We've all regretted it as well. So this is something you probably don't want to do. You don't want to blurt things out. Our next phrasal verb, to check something or to check someone out. Now, I'm sure you know this phrasal verb in the context of a hotel. You check in and out of a hotel. You check in when you arrive and you check out when you leave, right? Oh, I'm checking out at 5. What time is checkout? But there's another way we're going to use this phrasal verb. Don't get me wrong, check out of a hotel is very useful, but I'm assuming you already know how to use that one. Now, you can also check something out, or you can check someone out. When you check something or someone out, it's when you want to draw someone's attention to something specific. So let's say you're walking down the street and there's this amazing car, a Lamborghini, and you've never seen a Lamborghini in your city before. You would say to your friend, check it out. Check out that Lamborghini. Check that Lamborghini out. And you would probably make some sort of motion, like a pointing in the direction of the car as you say, check it out. Check out that Lamborghini. And what you're doing is you're drawing your friend's attention to something specific. Now remember, you can also check someone out. So let's say a woman is walking down the street and she's wearing the exact same sweater as the friend you're with. You might say, check her out. Check her out. She's wearing the same sweater as you. And again, you would probably point because you want your friend's attention to go to a specific point, right? So it's useful to use your body language to let your friend know where you want them to put their attention. So this is an extremely common phrasal verb. Native speakers use it as a regular part of our vocabulary, and I highly recommend you use it as well. Our next one, to figure out. When you figure something out, it means that you solve a problem. You find a solution to a problem. So this is a very common phrasal verb. We use this a lot when we're looking for the solution. So I could say, I can't figure out how to update this app. Or I can't figure out why this app isn't working. I can't figure out what to do next. So we commonly use this with the WH word, and we commonly use figure out in the negative as well. But you can definitely use figure out in the positive to talk about arriving at a solution. I figured out, so in the past simple, I figured out how to update this app. I finally figured out how to update this app. I finally figured out why this app wasn't working. So you can use it in the positive and is commonly used in the negative. Our next one, calm down, calm down, calm down. Everything's all right. You need to calm down. This is a very common one, and we use it to tell someone to relax. So that's exactly what it means, relax. And relax is very common as well. So you can say to someone, relax, relax, or you can say, calm down, calm down. So if a friend or a family member or anyone is really stressed out, then you can just say, calm down, calm down. Now, thinking about our last one, to figure out, remember, we use that when you're trying to solve a problem or find a solution. So you could commonly tell someone to calm down when they're stressed out because they can't figure something out, right? I just used 3 phrasal verbs: calm down, stressed out, and figure out. So there you go. You can definitely combine these all together, and native speakers commonly do. It's very common that a native speaker will say one sentence with 3 or more phrasal verbs in it. And that's why it's really important for you to get comfortable with them and add them to your vocabulary. Our next phrasal verb, to dress up. When you dress up, it means you wear nicer than normal clothing. Now notice I say nicer than normal because there is no one definition of dress up. Somebody's idea of what nicer than normal clothing is could be very different from someone else's idea, right? So if you normally wear ripped jeans and a t-shirt, and then you wear khaki pants and a button-down shirt, you are dressed up because you're wearing nicer than normal clothing. And your friends would probably say, hey man, why are you dressed up today? Because they know you always wear ripped jeans and a t-shirt. So for them to see you in other clothes, it would be quite surprising, right? So they want to know, hey, why are you dressed up? And of course, there are many times when you dress up, for example, job interviews, weddings, anniversaries, special events, anything like that, you're going to wear nicer than normal clothes. Our next one, to fill up. When you fill something up, it just means to fill something completely. So the up, you can just think of it as 100%. It is filled 100%. Remember back in the day when you would go to a gas station and they would actually pump your gas for you? I mean, maybe in the country you're in, they still pump your gas for you, but in North America, they don't pump your gas for you anymore. You do it yourself. But back in the day, you would go to a gas station, you would roll down your window, and they would ask you, how much? How much gas do you want? Now, one of the most common replies was, fill it up, fill it up. What does that mean? Fill it 100%. So give me as much gas as the car can handle. Fill it up. Our next one, to show up. This is extremely common. It has a simple meaning. It just means to arrive or to appear. So it isn't really that common to say, oh, what time did John arrive to the party? It sounds a little formal, to be honest. I would say, oh, what time did John show up? What time did John show up? What time did John show up to the party? Which is just the exact same thing as saying arrive. It's just a more natural conversational way to say it. And our final phrasal verb, to leave something out. When you leave something out, it means you omit it. You exclude it. You don't include it. So of course, in this video on the top 10 phrasal verbs, there are many phrasal verbs that I left out. To be honest, it should be the top 1,000 phrasal verbs because that is probably how many are commonly used by native speakers on a day-to-day basis. But of course, I can't make a video on the top 1,000 phrasal verbs because that would be a 10-hour video, and that's just crazy. So I had to leave out many phrasal verbs. So there are times when you purposely leave out information, you purposely leave something out, but it's also possible that you left it out accidentally. So your boss could ask you, oh, why did you leave out the chart? Why did you leave out the chart? So you didn't include the chart in the report. Oh, why'd you leave out the chart? Ooh, I didn't mean to. I forgot to include it. So you accidentally left it out. And then you might be in trouble because it should be in the report. So you can use this both when you purposely leave something out, or it could be accidental as well. So now you have the top 10 phrasal verbs added to your vocabulary to help you sound fluent and natural and professional in English. So are you ready for your quiz? Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to show you the questions and you just need to fill in the blank. I'll only show you the questions for 10 seconds. Obviously, that's not enough time. So hit pause and complete the questions. And when you're ready, just hit play. So here we go with your quiz. So, how'd you do with the quiz? How many did you get right? Let us know in the comments, and also leave some example sentences practicing your 3 favorite phrasal verbs from this lesson. Of course, you can practice all 10 as well, but that's a lot, so I'm just recommending 3. Practice as many as you want in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe. And before you go, make sure you head on over to my website, jforrestenglish.com, and download your free speaking guide. In this guide, I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. And until next time, happy studying! Awesome job with this lesson. Have fun using your new phrasal verbs, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!